Hey everybody, it's about that time. What do you think? Let's take that walk and go see what's in the fridge today. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews. I'm doing these reviews before I go on my vacation, but they are not going to post till I get back from my vacation, guys. I had some lower ABV beers and a couple of IPAs and double IPAs I wanted to get reviewed and not leave them sitting on the counter or in the fridge for a couple of weeks while I was gone. So this will free up my schedule when I get back, so I won't have to rush into doing a bunch of beer reviews right off the bat. So these are some that I've recorded before I went on vacation, guys. So probably as you see the first one, I'll probably be burnt like a crest from being in the sun for 2 weeks on that motorcycle. So here we go. I hope you like my new hairdo. Got my ears lowered for the trip. The summertime buzz cut, if you will. So figure going down to Florida, it's going to be rather hot down there as opposed to what we had in Virginia. But here lately, I mean, it's been getting up in the 70s, near 80 degrees. So fat boys weather is what I call it. I like it when it's like this. Not too cold, not too hot. Just right. Alright, let's get on with this one. This is Floyds Yum Yum. And it's not spelled like that on the front. It says Yummy Yum. So it says Yum Yum on both of the Beer Advocate and Rate Beer sites here. So this was sent to me by Ewan and Vasi. They can get their hands on some of these Floyd beers and are generous enough to send some of them to me. So Ewan and Vasi, thank you brothers for sending me these, especially the beer barrel package you sent me last time. Very nice beers in that package. So thank you both, sirs. This is an American Pale Ale. It is 5.5%. IBUs, it says here, is 55. They date their stuff, but he has put a tag on here saying this was done on March the 2nd of 2015. Right colorful label. It's got some kind of character here with a beard on the front of it. It says here on the front, American Session Ale, 12 ounces, 35 milliliters. I don't know, doesn't have the ABV on it anywhere that I can see. Let me see, let me spin it around and look. Nope, nothing on that side. And nothing on this side. So if you're doing a session ale, guys, you probably ought to put 5.5% on there. I know you've got American Session Ale, but a lot of people would like to see the ABV on there. Don't think there's anything else on here that I need to talk about. And like I said, they usually date their stuff, and I don't know why this one does not have it, or I cannot see it. And that's probably the reason that Ewan put the tag on the bottle. Evidently got smudged off or something. We'll take another look at it once the beer comes out. It looks like a pretty light colored beer in the bottle, though. I can see right through it. So, commercial description is exactly like what it's got written on the side of the bottle. Congratulations, welcome to the flavor country. The most recent Floyds Pale Ale has just the malt backbone to support an explosive, juicy hop profile derived from a new blend of proprietary hops. Cheers. Food pairings for this beer, your pale ales, is going to be Cuisine is Pan-Asian. Cheese is the earthy Camembert Fontina. Your nutty cheeses, Asiago, Colba, Parmesan, Tangy Brick, Edam, and Feta. And the meat for this is poultry. Glassware, pint, becker, non-egg tumbler, mug, stein, and the side ale. I am going to use a pint glass for this one today, guys. And it says not recommended for extended cellaring. It's a session ale at 5.5%, so that low of an ABV you would not want to cellar it. Plus, I've got a feeling it's a hop-forward pale according to what they got saying here. So. That is all there, and that is all there. So this is that time, guys. Let's get the cap off of this bad boy. Nice hiss. A little bit of smoke out of the bottle. And at 5.5%, this is a beer that you can have several of, and go back to what you were doing, working outside in the yard, cutting the grass, go back to work or whatever. I don't know if I'd want to have more than a couple of these and to try to go back to work. Your employer might not find that too amusing. So, but if you work for yourself, by golly, I guess you can do what you want to do, can't you? All right, guys. With that pour, we got about a finger of head. Very light colored, straw-like color. A lot of bubbles streaming up, reinforcing that head. Good-looking beer in a glass. Very good-looking beer in a glass. Got a slight chill haze on it, though. It's not perfectly clear, but I can see the bulb right through it. Let's get a nose on this one. Now, this is not your in-your-face zombie dust type beer. This is a little bit on the lighter side. It's not an IPA. It's a pale ale, so the hop bitterness is down, like I said, at 55. I think I told you. Yep, that's what it says here on beer, rate beer. I'm getting a citrusy juiciness there, maybe some lighter fruit, apples or pears. Has a little bit of sweetness to it. Maybe some apricots or something in there. Very pleasant smelling. Not a big bold hop aroma like a West Coast style would have, but very pleasant. Should be a very easy drinking beer. So let's put it to the lips and see. Let's get it on. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Iwan and Vasi. Thank you, sirs. Very citrusy. Get a slight hint of some grassiness in there. Very easy drinking, not bitter whatsoever. Very nice combination of the hops and malt on this one. Very, very easy drinking. Now this thing chilled down ice cold would be a great lawnmower beer to me. Not too bitter, not too sweet, very thirst quenching on a nice hot day. I would much prefer this over any macro lager or any 3 or 4% ABV beer. Just me though, just my opinion. Very tasty. For what it is, being a session ale, session pale ale, very tasty. A great entry-level beer for somebody that just wants to get into the pale ale category. It's not going to have that hop profile or that bitterness that's going to run you off. Very easy drinking. A great transitional beer to get into something with a little more taste if you're drinking the macros. So, very nice. Very nice. Well, guys, it's right out of the fridge. Let me take it back and let her have a sip or 2 or 3 out of it, and we'll come back and do the final chug and grade on this one. Pretty nice so far. Alright, guys, I'm back. Got just a little left here. Very delicious. Very nice session ale. A very excellent choice for a transitional beer to get into something with a little more flavor if you're drinking some of the macro lagers or just want to get into something with just a little more taste but not quite ready for the IPAs or something with a strong bitterness or something overly hoppy. Great beer. Great beer for that, guys. Let's do the final chug here. I'm getting apricots on the nose, I really am. A hint of some apples in there, apricots, maybe some pears, a little bit of tangerine, very citrusy, very nice. Very, very pleasant beer for a session ale. They need to put the ABV on the bottle if they're producing a session ale. I know they got session ale written on there, but we want to know what we're drinking. 4%, 5%, 6%? I mean, 5.5% to me, my opinion, is right at the limit for an entry level session ale. I mean, once you get to 6%, really don't consider that a session ale. So they're at the upper limits of the session ale. A lot of session ales are 3, 4, 5%. So at 5.5%, you're pushing the boundary there just a little bit, and we need to know that. You wouldn't want to go sit and drink 4, 5, or 6 of these in a bar or somewhere and thinking you're drinking a 4% beer or a 3% beer that's a session ale. They need to have that on the label, guys. And Three Floyds has been pretty good. They stepped up to the plate, started dating their stuff. But this particular bottle has no date. Now, what is up with that? It has none whatsoever. I can't see anywhere where it may have been, or some of it is smudged off. It is all gone. So I don't know where Ewan got the date from, whether he bought a 6-pack of these or whatever. But he did tell me that it was bottled on March 2nd. So, and here I'm doing this review on, what's today? The 11th or 12th of April. So, not very old. Hopefully, I mean, if that date he's got on there is correct, but there's absolutely nothing on the bottle, guys. So, in my opinion, that ink shouldn't be that easily to smudge off. So, it befuddles me to think that they're wasting the time to print that or stamp that on the bottle when it's so easily rubbed off. So, just my opinion, guys. I think, it'd be a lot better if it was stamped somewhere on the label or printed on the label somewhere so it can't be smudged or rubbed off. Especially a lower ABV beer like this, a 5.5. Now, this beer being a little bit on the hop forward side, not much, but a little bit on the hop forward side, you would want to drink this fairly fresh, within 2 or 3 months anyway. Once this beer got past 3 months, it's going to change. It's going to change. It's going to get a little more malty. It's going to get less hoppy, and you want to drink these kind of beers fresh, in my opinion. If they're trying to get this out as a little bit on the hop forward side, you need to have the date, and you need to have the ABV. Where we can see what it is, guys. So, with that being said, guys, as far as I'm concerned, I'm gonna give this an 8. I think it's an A beer, but without the ABV on the label and without the date on the bottle, where it's clearly readable. If it had the ABV and the date on the bottle where I could read it, I might step up and give them the 9 on this one. It's pretty tasty. It's definitely an A beer, but without those 2 bits of information, where you can clearly see it, or where it can not be rubbed off like evidently this one is, or this bottle got through without a date on it. I don't know how Ewan knows it was done on March the 2nd. Maybe, like I said, he bought a 6-pack and the other bottles had it on there, or it was somewhere else. But he did put a tag on it and said it was done on March the 2nd. So, 8 for me, guys. A minus. And over to Beer Advocate. Beer Advocate says it's 90 in their outstanding range. Great numbers there. If I was putting a numeric rating on this one, it would probably be a 90 or a 91. And over to Rate Beer. Rate Beer says it is overall 95 and 98 in style. So great numbers. Those guys at Three Floyds do some really, really tasty stuff. Don't think I've had a bad one from those guys. They wish I could get them here. They're up in Munster, Indiana, and cannot get them here. So hopefully one day we'll be lucky enough to get to distribution down here in Virginia from Indiana, and we'll be able to buy some of these beers here. But I have such great subs that send me some of these beers. I do appreciate it to you guys. Ewan and Vicey and all the rest of you guys that do send me beers. I do appreciate it. It is definitely like Christmas here when I get beer mail packages. Right, what we got in the box today? So, very nice. All right, if you've had this one, let me know what you think, guys, and let's go see what's in the fridge tomorrow. See you then.